All right, here we go. We are jumping into one of the most important topics in statistics, which is hypothesis testing. We're going to spend a couple of days on just this one question because I don't want to overwhelm you. Let's jump in. Here we go. A marketing campaign claims that 45% of college students use FaceTime to keep in touch with friends and family. A consumer research group suspects the claim is too high. Okay, that's going to be important. In a sample of 780 randomly selected college students, 323 use FaceTime. Is this evidence that the marketing campaign is overestimating its claim? Perform an appropriate hypothesis test at the 5% significance level. Okay, let's unpack this question. Some of this should look like stuff we've done before. Now, before I get into any of the information on the bottom, since the marketing campaign is claiming 45% of college students use FaceTime, this 45%, remember, we assume the null hypothesis is true until otherwise proven. He said that in that video a lot. So this 45% is what we have to assume the actual proportion is. Then when they went out and took the sample, the 780, the 323 out of it, so the 323 out of the 780, that is the sample proportion. So that's a proportion with a hat over it so that you know it's the sample proportion. Okay. Now, the 5% significance level, we'll get into that in a little bit. Could also be called the alpha level. And that's that rejection zone he was talking about in those videos. Okay, so the reason this is a one proportion hypothesis test is, look, there's only one sample proportion. Okay, so that's why the type of test is a one proportion Sometimes they call it a Z because you're using the Z table. Remember that normal curve? A Z hypothesis test. Okay, so what I want you to do today, not too much, is I want you to see if you can write the hypothesis statement for this one. You've had plenty of practice doing that. And I want you to use the assumptions and conditions you already know from a one proportion confidence interval. See if you can fill these two blanks in. Okay? That's all I want you to do today. Read over the question, make sure you understand it, do the hypothesis statement and the assumptions and conditions, and then tomorrow we'll get to the bulk of these numbers and calculations. Okay? All right. I'll video with you guys.